What's going on, everybody? This is Andrew Jacob Brown with Confound Productions, and I am sitting in my car while it is raining like crazy here in Huntsville, Alabama. Okay, I wanted to make a video on the rapture of the church. No! I know, people don't want to talk about the rapture of the church. Okay, why am I bringing up this subject? Is it because I want to make you believe in the rapture? Is it because I want to make you believe in the pre-trib rapture? That's not my intent at all. We're here to talk about the After series, but the rapture happens to be a theme that is in the After series. And I know that a lot of Christians fight over this subject, but that's not what we're doing here. It's okay to disagree on the rapture. It is not an essential doctrine of the Christian faith. I think we would all agree with that, right? Shake your head, yes. It's not whether you're going to heaven or not because you believe in the rapture or don't believe in the rapture. It's just different end times views, and we all have reasons why we believe in the end times views. I am a pre-tribber. I do believe the rapture is going to come, and I do believe it will happen for the 7-year tribulation. And I have scripture for that, and I will not make this a teaching video. If you are wondering and you are interested in me making a video specifically on the rapture, I could do that for you, but that's not what we're doing here today. So, what is the rapture? Where does that word come from, rapture? Well, it is a Latin word that comes from the Latin Vulgate. It is not in the King James Bible, which a lot of people use. They say that as their defense. Hey, rapture is not a real thing. It's not in the Bible, which is true. It's actually in 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 17, talking about how we'll be caught up in the air and be with the Lord, and thus will always be with the Lord from that time period on. So the word caught up there in the King James is the word harpazo in the Greek, and the word is rapturo or rapio, depending on what version. Rapturo in the Latin Vulgate, which is where we get the word rapture. So we call it the rapture. Okay, so I got that aside. I put that aside. This is a little freebie for you, but the rapture of the church sets up the kind of the great the theme for the After series, which is the Great Tribulation period. Whew. Lightning just went over my head. Welcome to Alabama. All right, the rapture. Why is this important? Well, I want to make sure that all you believers out there, if you are a believer and you're watching this, then you are very mature enough to say, oh, it's okay, I don't believe in the rapture, but I'm willing to watch the television series, because the series is not about the rapture of the church. I've had a lot of people, friends, say, hey, he made a series on the rapture. I didn't make a series on the rapture. I have the rapture as something that is in the series that kind of sets up the tone of the tribulation. Now, whether the rapture isn't there or not, the tribulation is there. We know that there's going to be a 7-year tribulation in the Bible. We hear about that in Daniel chapter 9, the 70 weeks of Daniel, and in the book of Revelation, chapter 6 through 19, specifically describes the tribulation period. All right, so we're not going to get into that, but I have to address this because I know there's a lot of people, a lot of Christians and people, they have a problem with the rapture and these kind of doctrines. But the thing is nobody's saying anything about Bigfoots or ghosts or aliens or anything like that. They enjoy watching that stuff. So I say all that to say this: the After series is going to be a series about the end times, the last days, people surviving the last days, and about their walk and journey and how they come out of their sinful nature and give themselves over to Christ. And that's the main theme here. It's a very emotional drama. It's about people that are walking in certain different lives of sin, and it's supposed to be relative to what you or me or anybody watching might be struggling with. So that's the main point of this series. It's you know, it's supposed to be a positive thing. It's not supposed to be about the rapture of the church. It is just a backdrop. It doesn't actually happen in the series either. It happened in the prequel, but that's just a little freebie for you. And before it happened. Okay, so rapture of the church. I just wanted to bring that in to the conversation because I've had people talk about the rapture, saying, "Hey, Andrew Jacob Brown made a series on the rapture." It's not about the rapture at all. So that's very important that I explain that. And I'd hate for good, loving Christian people to not want to watch a series because they use the rapture as a setup for the tone of the theme. So hopefully you believers out there are very forgiving, and you'll be able to watch the show with the first season when it comes out, and you'll be able to share with all your friends and family and say this is a good, wholesome show, kind of like The Chosen. So we talk about the rapture of the church. I want to say this one thing because I think it's very important. Whether you believe in a pre-trib rapture, a post-trib rapture, a rapture at all or not, there's one thing that we all agree on, and it's what Jesus said in Matthew 24. Because Matthew 24 is the big battleground for Christians. They like to argue over what he was saying there and when it was supposed to take place and whether it hasn't taken place or has taken place. There's the preterist view. There's all these different views. But one thing that Jesus said is we are to watch and we are to be ready. So, and indicating waiting. So watch, waiting, being ready, and we're not to be like the wicked servant. We're supposed to be like the wise servant. And it was the wicked servant that said, the Lord's delaying, he's coming. He's not coming back today. And then we know that the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night. Like we're not going to know. It's going to be an hour you think not, a time period that you're going to be least expecting. When you're comfortable and relaxed, that's when the Lord is going to come back. Now, if the rapture is real, let's just go there for a second and argue a point here. If the rapture is real and you believe there is a rapture, but it comes much later in the tribulation, then we can't live with that imminence. You see what I'm saying? The imminence of the Lord can come back at any moment. So if the temple needs to be built in Jerusalem first, then the Lord can't come back today. If the Antichrist needs to come today, then the Lord can't come back today. If the great wrath of the Lamb earthquake talked about in Revelation chapter 6 has to come today first, then the Lord can't come today. If sitting on the temple and declaring that he's God, the Antichrist, the Lord can't come back. There's so many things, the 7 bowls, the 7 judgments, the 7 trumpets. Like there's so many things that would have to come before the Lord. So we could walk around and literally say, Jesus can't come back today. What do you mean? Well, he can't come back because there's all these things that got to happen first. And I don't believe that. So this is a little freebie for you. And I say that not to try to push my view, but it's 1 John 3, I believe, that says that we are to live with this hope. This hope of the Lord's return is what he's talking about there. He who has this hope purifies himself. So we will purify ourselves by living with that expectation that the Lord can come at any moment. All right, I'm gonna go shopping now. Okay, I made it back from shopping alive, and the rain has been off and on. So anyways, last thing I want to say about the rapture of the church and all this discussion that we've been having is I just ask that everybody be respectful. Please don't leave a bunch of comments showing me scripture and where things are that prove your point on your view of the rapture. I'm not looking for that right now. I'm just really just trying to share the importance of what the After series is all about, and just wanted to tell you that the rapture is going to be in the series, and it's not a central doctrine, and it's not as important as the message behind the After series. Again, we want to see people get saved. We want hearts to be moved, and that's what this is all about. So I just appreciate if you guys get behind me. And if you guys do want to start a discussion in the chat, go for it. If you do want me to make more videos and one about the rapture, I will do that. But right now, I just want to focus on the series. So last but not least, I got a question for everybody. Question of the day. What is your favorite coffee creamer? Coffee creamer that you put in your coffee? I asked this question because today I was looking for a coffee creamer that I have a hard time finding, and it is salted caramel mocha. Salted caramel mocha. Had a heck of a time finding it. I didn't find it. I found it online, but that is my wife's favorite right now, and it got me thinking. Oh, there's my neighbor walking by. Got me thinking, what is your favorite coffee creamer? Feel free to sound off in the comments. All right, that was a fun little video for you guys. Until I see you in the next video, thank you again, and God bless.